Hello, everybody. So, week 2 recap is being uploaded right now. I just finished recording it. Um, to sum it up in a nutshell, pretty much, it was one of the craziest weeks. My Bears had a rough game, but there were still flashes. They got bright future. Takes time to develop. I think they'll bounce back. Even if they don't win this game, they might go on a slump or whatever. This season's all about rebuilding and, building up for 2023 2024. Other stuff I acknowledged. Uh, I'll do some early overreaction predictions. Bills are going to win first seed in the AFC North. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the NFC East. Um, yeah, that was some stuff. So, week 3, and oh yeah, forgot about that. Let's update my record. I went 7-9 last week. It was a rough week for me. A lot of comeback wins, and the one upset I did fucking predict. Um, didn't come true. So I went 17, 14, and 1 because no one predicts a tie. And of course, the tie happened last week in week 1. So right now, that's my current standings as of today's date in the NFL season. My predictions are 17 correct, 14 incorrect, and 1 indecisive tie. I'm never going to predict a tie. That's stupid. But if I ever do predict a tie and I get it right, um, I'm counting that as 100 wins or something. I don't know. So, without further ado, of course, do my Bears last. And we'll just go in order from here down to here. 1 second. Let me get my drink. So, starting off, we got a good old rival matchup between the Steelers and the Browns. Um, Browns, I think, are going to approach this game way differently after that choke. I think their response to it depends on what will be the difference between winning and losing this football game. If they let themselves get deflated from that loss, I think they lose. I think they will lose that game. However, if they can bounce back properly from that game versus the Jets, I think they'll have the momentum necessary to win. I just don't think the Browns. Thursday night, I think they're going to go all out to get a win. However, I do think the Steelers are the better team. I just think how pissed off the Browns are after that, especially since it's at the dog pound. I'm gonna give the Browns that win. It's gonna be ugly. I think it's gonna be violence. There's gonna be a lot of flags. Maybe some helmets come off. People get whacked, like that one game. Give me the Browns to win this. In an ugly, violent game. 23-20. Next up, Titans, Raiders. Um, I think the Titans, after both these teams are coming off crushing losses. However, in my opinion, I would rather get blown out than choke a lead like that. With a blowout, you know, you can turn it off, go do other stuff, go get food or something. Or you can keep watching without any pressure because you know you're going to lose. But you might cheer for, a garbage time touchdown or two for pride, get some momentum going in. So, you know. But if a chokes lead, it's like watching a train derail or something. It's like you can't help but look away because until the very end, you're usually in the lead. You're in this. You can't help look away as your surefire win just gets evaporated. Like, I remember I was watching a live stream during the last big Bears comeback. It was 2020, I believe. Yeah, 2020. It was the Falcons live stream, and he was very confident. Then slowly but surely, Bears came back, and he was just broken. Then the week, 2 weeks before that, they had the Lions come back with the Bears, where we came back down 17, I believe. Watched the live stream then. It's the most terrible way to lose in sports. And for that reason, I think the Raiders are going to bounce back. The Titans are getting off to a rough start. So give me the Raiders to win a bounce back game 25-23. It's going to be close. Next up, Ravens and Patriots. All these teams, you notice a pattern. Teams that lost bounce back. Usually that's the case for teams that get blown out like this. Um, Patriots are coming off just an average win. Nothing really special happened, but a win's a win. I'll take it. You know, Patriots fans will take it. Ravens, however, are coming off probably one of the worst losses in franchise history in a long time or a while. 3 years ago, the Ravens came in and beat the Dolphins, what, 60-10? And now they blew a 21-point lead. Um, yeah. So, and was that at home or at Hard Rock? Oh, it was at home. That makes it even worse. I think with all those factors and the fact that Lamar Jackson went off, I think they're gonna watch that choke tape over and over again. Lamar Jackson gonna be sitting in, munching on popcorn, watching it, and I think that's gonna motivate them. And I think they are going to go all out against the Patriots. Give me the Ravens to win this one, 35-17. Nope. Next up, Jets Bengals. Whew. This one's actually way more difficult than I thought it would be at the start of the season. At the beginning of the season, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, they lost the year before, but that's not gonna happen again. Joe Shiesty is gonna, but I'm not so sure. However, I think because the Bengals are 0-2, starting 0-2 is one thing, which is why, with my Bears, 1-2 is one thing. You're still one game below 500 if we start 1-2. However, if you start 0-3, that's it's super important to get a win week 1 or week 2. So if you're sitting at 500 or near 500 going into week 4, like the Bears could probably be like going into week 5 versus the Vikings, 2-2 or 3-1. I think they're gonna be 3-1. Um, or 2-2, that's good. But if you're starting 1-3 or 0-4, this win is very vital for the Bengals. I think they're gonna get it, but it's not gonna be as easy as they think. Give me the Bengals to win this one, 28-21. Actually, no, 24. Next up, Chiefs, Colts, Chiefs. I don't even have to. It's just the way the Colts have been playing. I don't, unless Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and the entire starting cast of the Kansas City Chiefs and backups just decide to sit this game for some whatever reason. Um, I don't see the Colts winning this. I think the Colts can easily beat the Chiefs' third stringers, but their starters, no, no, not at all. Um, Colts could probably put up a fight, but I just don't see the Colts winning this one at all. I'm not gonna waste my time on it. I think it's gonna be a blowout, 42 to 21 or 24. But I'll say maybe 2 touchdowns in garbage time. Next up, Bills Dolphins. This is gonna be a good matchup. Bills and the Dolphins are gonna be the top teams in the AFC East for years to come. I think both of them have great coaches, great quarterbacks. Obviously, Josh Allen is better than Tua in pretty much every way. However, Tua is not to be underestimated. He is a good quarterback. He has shown his talent, just like Fields. Um, people people hate on him and Fields for some reason. He gets, the whole Tua turned the ball over. Fields and Tua, they all have. Every quarterback has rough games, but then you know you have games like this with Tua where he will show why he was drafted. He's not to be underestimated. Well, I think he's going to be the best quarterback of all time. No, but he is a formidable quarterback, not to be taken lightly. However, I'm gonna have to favor the Bills in this one. I think they're better in pretty much every way. However, the Dolphins can go toe and toe with them. This is gonna be a shootout, 35 to 31. Next up, Jags Chargers. Um, 1 second. Let me check if Justin Herbert is gonna play. I should have checked this before, but oh well. Okay, let me check. Okay, he's day to day. I'm gonna use prediction. Um, Anticipation that he does play. I think the Jaguars can put up a fight. I think they will surprise the Chargers. Actually, no. My gut tells me something. I I just have a gut feeling that this is gonna be the Chargers always lose one game against an inferior opponent. They lost to the Texans last week, not last week, last year. This is gonna be their one game, and then it's not gonna really say much. Just it happens. I'm calling it. Jaguars win 29-28 off a game-winning field goal. Next up, Niners, Broncos. Let's just the Broncos. I think this one will be close. This one's kind of difficult to predict. Um, hmm. I'm going Niners with Jimmy G playing. Um, I just think the Broncos they have a rough start to the season. They had a really good chance to start off on the right foot versus the Seahawks, but Hackett blew it. And now they're sitting at 1-2. 1-2 is not something to be alarmed by. Um, but at least they got a. So with the Bears, if they start 1-2 versus the Texans, ugh. But at least their win came against an elite opponent like San Francisco. The Broncos start 1-2 with their only one coming against the Texans, and an ugly one at that, then be a little bit worried. I think the Niners just will do what's necessary to win 27 to 20. Next up, a interdivisional matchup. Woo! Get hyped. Got the Vikings versus Get the Vikings versus the Detroit Lions. Ooh, yeah. Let's go. Um, it's gonna be a good matchup. The two of these teams are good, and I just think I don't know who to really pick. Um, fuck. I you know, I'm gonna go with the Lions on this one. I just think the Lions are upset, and wow, would you look at that? Obviously, the um, if the Bears win and the Packers win, obviously, but maybe even if it's just for a couple minutes, Detroit Lions will be in first place in NFL. And I think because of common opponents and points differentials, they will be in first place, even with a Bears win and a Packers win. Maybe if the Packers win, they'll take because Bucks is obviously a more stronger opponent than the Vikings. But I just think the Lions are going to come in. Um, the the Vikings offense is probably going to overpower the Lions defense, but I also think the Lions offense is going to do enough to combat that, and it's going to be an absolute shootout. 33 to 30. Next up, yeah, I just let's just be quick here because I'm getting pretty tired. The Eagles are elite. They're starting off real good. Jalen Hurts is coming off a great game. I think they're going to ride the momentum on a short week versus a mediocre Commanders team. And I just think they got what it takes. Let me do a score prediction. Let me say 27 to 13. Basic game. Let's say at 12 o'clock slate. Okay. Saints Panthers. Saints did manageable against I think the Panthers are going to be they're in for a rough season. I thought Baker Mayfield would be a big difference, but from what I've seen so far, kind of disappointed. I thought it'd be a bit better, but it's still early in the season. But it doesn't really have the excuse of a rookie. Fields, Trey, takes time to develop a player. It's been 4 years of consistently starting for Baker. Fields has only played 12 games with a bad offensive line. Trey's only played like what 3 or 4 games. Like those players are young. Baker started like over 50 games at this point, or something. So he's not a rookie anymore. He has to step his game up, and I think he does that. And this one's a really tough one. I just think the Saints are a better team. Let's get that clear. But I think the Panthers do what they need to do and get a narrow, ugly upset versus the Panthers. Next up, Falcons, Seahawks. Seahawks coming off a good win week one, then a bad loss. Falcons, I think, are going to ride the momentum off nearly upsetting the Rams. And I think, yes, I do, that the Falcons are going to get their first win of the season. They're not going to choke a lead. 24 to 21. Falcons win. They either hold on after a stop or whatever, or they kick a game-winning field goal if the game tied. Who knows? Next up, Cardinals, Rams. Um, and Cardinals are riding a lot of momentum from their win yesterday. But the Rams are still the Rams. Um, this game was gonna be closer. I think with all the momentum shifts from the Cardinals, and I think the Cardinals could win this game, but I'm still gonna go with the Los Angeles Rams to win this one because they need to start winning now. They gotta bounce back from that Week 1 loss and that narrow, ugly victory from the Falcons. Because when you are a Super Bowl contender, it's not just enough to win all your games. If you have two teams that go 14-3, but one team only wins every game by like 2 points, and they have like the easiest strength of schedule, no one's gonna favor them in the playoffs versus a team like the Buffalo Bills that go against elite talent and still put up 20 plus points. You gotta win games, of course. Winning is important. I'll take a win over an easy opponent any day. But you also gotta beat good teams too. And I think the Rams will get a okay win over them. Next up, Bucks, Packers. Um, whew, I think the Bucks kind of felt this one is not. People are favoring the Bucks in this one, and I kind of, but I this one's kind of difficult. My gut tells me the Bucks are gonna win, but you should never underestimate Aaron Rodgers. I know this well. I'm a Bears fan. However, I think um it's a 3 o'clock game. I think the Bucks are still the Bucks. I think they just played. Who did the Bucks play Week 1 again? Yeah, see, look, they dominated the Cowboys with Dak Prescott. Only reason they played that bad is because it's a division game. Just like with the Bears Packers, Aaron Rodgers plays his very best against us. He respects us. He loves beating us. He plays differently with us. We're a different team than anyone else to him. So it's kind of hard to gauge. Those games are always different. For that reason, I'm picking the Bucks to win this one, but I think Rodgers is still gonna ball out in the shootout type game. Low scoring, but I think a lot of passing yards. Give me the Buccaneers to win this one, 24-14. 17. Next up, Cowboys, Giants. I'm gonna go bold here. Give me the Giants. I think the momentum they have is dangerous. I have a gut feeling I think they're gonna win this one versus the Cowboys team without Dak Prescott that barely beat a Bengals team that is clearly uh, Super Bowl hungover. So I think a low scoring game, 17-14, Monday Night Football. Whoa. And finally, we are here. Bears, Texans. Of course, the Bears are coming off a very rough loss. Both teams coming off losses. People are overreacting, saying the Bears are going to go 1-16. First off, shut the fuck up. They're not. Um, I think the Bears are still going to go 3-1 or 2-2 going into Vikings week, and they can win against the Vikings. The Texans are not to be underestimated. However, I still feel comfortable. Of course, I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, oh well. It's way better to be 1-2 than to be 0-3. I think regardless of win and lose, Fields is going to play better. I think they're going to learn from their mistakes, and he's going to let the pass the ball. That's all that really matters. Developing Fields, let him make his mistakes, let him throw. Um, we have nothing left to lose this season. 2023 and 2024 is what we're really going for. Best we'll do this year is 10-7, 9-8, and a wild card loss. So we are not built to contend this year anyway. However, I still think my Bears are gonna win this one. It's not gonna be a blowout or anything. I think we'll just do just enough to win. Fields will do his part, 2 touchdowns. Bears win 24-14. Those are my season predictions. I'm gonna take a picture of that real quick so I can do a TikTok. So those are my week 3 predictions. Let's do a quick week 4 preview. We're playing the Giants. So, Bears will win that one. I say Vikings can beat the Saints. I say Packers will definitely beat the Patriots. And I say there's a good chance. I honestly think next week every single team can win in the NFC North. 4-0, possibly. Definitely the Packers and the Lions. I think the Bears will win an ugly game versus the Giants, and the Vikings they can beat the Saints. The Vikings should not be underestimated. But anyway, here's my week 3 predictions. For the AFC, pretty much all away upsets. Right now uh, to reiterate, my current record is um well, let me okay, 17, 14, and 1. That one, of course, is the Texans Colts tie from week 1. I'll update the record after every week and also post it on TikTok. Thank you for watching.